Today I'm going to show you what it's like to drive the BMW M4 GTS. As you'll notice, similar style wheels as the M4 competition, although we've got 19s in the front and 20s in the back instead of 20s all around. Carbon fiber wing for more downforce, M4 GTS badge, and if you can see through here, half of a roll cage. Let's hop on in. To close the door, we've got a strap because a handle, well, that'd be too heavy. This is carbon fiber reinforced plastic. Alcantara wrapped steering wheel. Let's go ahead and fire up the engine. The exhaust is really loud in the GTS and it sounds fantastic. What doesn't sound fantastic is the damn chime telling me to put my seatbelt on. It's very spacious in the interior compared to what you'd expect for a track car. Although, of course, this is a BMW M4, so you get the amenities of that, and one of those is size. The seats are incredibly comfortable. I love the stitching on both the seat and the seat belt. Got a nice little GTS logo here. Typical BMW screen. Steering wheel fits perfectly in your hand. It's a great size. Before we get started, I want to show you guys something cool. You go into My Vehicle, then Technology in Action, Sport Displays, and we can see a real-time horsepower and torque readout from the GTS. So this has a 3-liter twin-turbo inline-six that makes 493 horsepower and 443 pound-feet of torque. It's 49 more horsepower than the standard M4, and that's due to water injection. So we've got a big tank in the back that stores water that cools the intake air temperature and allows it to be denser, allows for more boost, and thus more horsepower. I talk about that a lot more in the review, a more in-depth fashion. 7-speed DCT. That's the only transmission available in the GTS. But what you notice right away is how loud this car is. The exhaust, the road noise, and how raw the experience is. And that's what makes this vehicle so awesome. You hear every rock and pebble that hits up against the car. You hear the wind noise, you hear the tires squealing, and that titanium exhaust just sounds incredible. Hopefully you can see this, but I'm not sure. We've got a heads-up display that when in the sports display mode shows the gear, your speed, as well as your RPMs in a really clear fashion. Allows you to keep your eyes on the road. Turn-in is fantastic in the GTS. Grip levels are actually lower than I am expecting, but it is pretty cold out. We've got Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 tires, which are not great in below 45-degree temperatures like we have right now. 265s in the front, 285 section tires in the rear. Around town, this is not a comfortable car. If you want a comfortable all-around daily driver that's also good on the track, do not get this. But the no compromises that the M4 GTS has is what makes it a special BMW. And I think this is what BMW M cars used to be about. But now, of course, BMW is a business and they want to make money, so they want to appeal to as many people as possible. And the M4 GTS definitely does not appeal to a ton of people. It's too raw, it's too harsh. But that is why I like it. It's very limited production, just 700 total, 300 being brought to the United States. And if you can get your hands on one of these for not too much over sticker, it's definitely something to consider. I would take a Porsche GT3 over this, I'll be honest. But if you don't want a GT3 and you love the way the M4 looks, this is better than an M4 in every single way. It's less linear power-wise than the M4. When the water injection kicks in and you get that higher boost above 5,000 RPMs, it surges up to its red line. It feels like a peakier engine, like you really need to rev it out. And that's something I missed about the E92 M3, and they've basically brought it back here just in a very different fashion. Oh, I can't get over how good the exhaust in this car sounds. Near the rev limiter, the car loses traction between first and second and third. It's definitely maxing out the power that's possible to put in a BMW M4. I mean, it's rear wheel drive. It doesn't have a lot of weight over the back tires. So anything more than 493 is basically useless. But it's such a balanced car. We've got manually adjustable suspension. We've got hundreds of combinations of rebound and compression, and it's all adjustable via a wrench in the back of the car. How cool is that? This is not an easy car to drive fast. It's rear wheel drive, and when you turn traction control off, it really wants to let the tail loose. But it's an extremely fun car to drive fast. So if you're looking for something that's rewarding when you do learn the vehicle and you start to push the limits, you also want to have a ton of fun. This does it very, very well. The GT3 has definitely more mechanical grip. It feels more confident going into corners because you've got that extra weight over the rear. However, if you swing it too far, then you're gonna spin a 180. But, oh, the M4 GTS is fun to drive. 0 to 60 happens in 3.7 seconds. Let's try that out here. Definitely fought for traction there, but man, this car, when it hooks, it's fast. You can hear the blow-off valves. Let's see, lower RPMs, and then you let off. Oh, that's awesome. The blat of the exhaust. I could listen to this thing all day long. Visibility is great. A lot of visibility out of the front windshield, not so much blind spots over the sides. And actually, despite having a pretty large wing, it's so thin that you don't really get an obstructed rear view. And I like that. Added downforce without any of the disadvantages, like not being able to see anything. You've got tons of adjustability for the steering, the transmission, and the engine. Buttons down here, you can click. Now we put the steering in comfort mode. It's lighter, but it is still really responsive. And then we'll put it back into Sport Plus. I like that, it's much firmer. You can change the transmission intensity and the speed of shifts over here. Put that to the fastest setting. And we've also got the engine in Sport Plus mode right now. No matter what though, you cannot make this car comfortable. If you want something that's comfortable, do not get the M4 GTS. If you want something that is a raw driving experience that's incredibly fun, it sounds great, it handles extremely well. I mean, the car lapped the Nürburgring in 7 minutes, 27.88 seconds, which is faster than a Ferrari 458 Italia, Porsche Carrera GT, and a McLaren 12C. I mean, that's ridiculous. Let me shut up for a second, hit these turns, and let you hear the engine. Oh, that sounds so good. I really like the way the M4 GTS looks. The front end is a little bit more menacing than the standard M4. The competition wheels, the star pattern look really aggressive, and that big rear wing, added downforce and added aesthetics in my opinion. If you want something that's unique, nobody has these cars. So in that sense, the GTS would be an awesome buy. In terms of value, it's not really there. I mean, for the same price, give or take, as a new Porsche GT3 that now you can get in a manual, I'd pick the GT3. But like the NSX we just reviewed, if you want to be different, and you don't want to get the R8 in that case like everyone else and you get the NSX, this is, you know, a similar way of going about things. So with that, I'm gonna shut up. Let's drive this car, let you listen to the engine. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like always, please browse the channel and subscribe. Look forward to seeing you next video.